my wife married me because of my best friend. We are from the same high school. Apparently, my wife had a huge crush on my best friend since junior high. And my best friend knew about this. Back to my story. It's been 10 years since we got married, and she still loves him. That makes it 10 plus years of one-sided love from her to him, and 12 years of my one-sided love to her. She only got close to me and dated me so she could be in touch with my best friend. She wanted to be a part of his life no matter what, so she chose me as a scapegoat. And here I thought she loved me. How did I find this out? She told me 3 weeks ago. Why did she tell me? Because I decided we were ready for a child and brought up the discussion over dinner. She told me she could make love with me, she could marry and even act like she loved me, and obviously did a pretty damn good job at it, but she can't bear to give birth to a child that is mine and not his. She can't give birth to a child who looks like me and not him. So she can't have my child. Then she left me. That day. She didn't even say sorry. Not that it will make it any better, but she did say she did her best. And this is what it is. She just left and is not picking up my calls, emails, texts, or whatever way of contacting her. I haven't reached out to my best friend either. I know they are not together. Actually, maybe I'll be happy for her if she does end up with him at this point. And here I am, not even feeling anything, and I'm not sure if this is normal. This feels like a whole big play. I'm not even sure if I even put this right in the text. I'm sorry. This is a mess. Just to clear things up, we did talk about kids before this. A couple of times actually, but I wasn't very serious about it until now. She said she wasn't really into having kids yet, and she just wanted to enjoy ourselves when we could. I didn't know that would mean so differently to her. She made it clear that she isn't seeking any relationship with my friend. She told me that she doesn't really imagine having a relationship with him, and that will be how it is for whoever knows how long. I know this sounds weird, but she told me that this whole one-sided love is a bit of a permanent habit of hers that she can't get rid of. Ever. I don't know if she sought therapy, because I was out of my mind at the time to even ask about some of the questions I have and want her to answer. Divorce. I'm not sure how I will be dealing with this. I really love this girl. This woman. To sound even more crazy, I still do. No, I don't intend to continue this marriage. This marriage was meant to break from the very start now that I think about it. I'm just really tired at the moment to even seek an attorney, psychiatrist, or therapist. I know I am also weird, but I want to talk to her first before doing things legally. There are still many things I want to ask her, talk about, hear about, and be mad about, but I just can't do any of it right away. My buddy probably doesn't know that she still has feelings. Who would have known that a person could have one-sided feelings towards someone for over a decade? I don't intend on talking about it to him until some of the things are cleared up on my side. I canceled my credit card after my wife took it from me and spent $2,000 on a pair of shoes without asking. I, 36-year-old male, and my wife, 27-year-old female, and I got in a fight. As she has done many times when we fight, she took my wallet and my phone and refused to give them back to me. After demanding for a while for her to give them back without any success, I left the house to go for a walk and cool down. When I came back home, she was no longer there and I received an email from my bank for potential fraudulent charges on my credit card. I checked my account and there is a pending charge for $2,000 from a high-end luxury store. Turns out it was for a pair of shoes. I call my bank, tell them my card was stolen, and ask to cancel the charge and cancel the card. Now my wife is angry at me because we don't have a credit card to use and thought that I overreacted by doing that. She is blaming me for not having a credit card, and failing to recognize that it was her actions that led to it. We already have about $10,000 in credit card debt, and I wasn't about to have another $2,000 on top of that. I especially wasn't going to just let it happen without any consequences because I definitely don't want it to happen again in the future. She did not end up getting the shoes. She pre-ordered them online and was on her way to pick them up from the store when I canceled the transaction and the card. So there are no worries there. There is so much more I've endured in this relationship and I have felt very alone throughout all of it. I know I can't live like this for the rest of my life and need to get out of this terrible situation I have put myself in. Luckily, we do not have any kids and we do not have any plans to. I will make sure it stays that way. My ex-boyfriend wants all his money back. I, a 40-ish-year-old female, ended my relationship with my ex, also in his 40s. We were together for 8 years, and he lived in my house for 2.5 years. He was not on the mortgage. During the course of the relationship, he would give me money to cover the costs of repairs despite my insistence on getting personal loans or putting them on credit cards. Our agreement, in the beginning, was that he would pay $450 per month for rent, and that if he paid for anything above and beyond that, he would be given credit on rent. After 2.5 years of cohabitation, we broke up. He insisted that I not worry about reimbursement, even after I offered to pay $15,000 back. 2 months later, he emails me and says, "Never mind, I want everything I ever contributed paid back." He asked for $30,000. I attempted to negotiate and was unsuccessful. Because of all the times, he said, "Don't worry about it. I now feel like I don't owe him anything and that it was a mistake to negotiate in the first place." Does my attempt at negotiating constitute an agreement that he could take me to court over?
I'm a tattooing apprentice working out of my apartment by myself. I get a few customers, but I'm always wanting to improve and practice, but I don't have the money to buy fake skin to practice. I had an idea the other day after getting hassled by the local 7-Eleven bum. I offered him $20 if he would let me give him a tattoo. At first, he was like, "What?" And I told him, "I'll give you $20 cash right now, but you have to let me tattoo you," and his ass was like, "I get money and a tattoo." Heck yeah, and so we stopped at Planet Fitness. I'm a Black Card member and used my guest pass to get him in, so he could shower, not stinking up my apartment lol, and then went back to my apartment and I tattooed. It was pretty terrible lol. I started doing this a few years ago, but this was how I originally started doing it. I was still a complete beginner with an Amazon tattoo gun and some ink lol, but I still do it now when business is slow and it's pretty good if you're on a budget. I feel so guilty about it, but when you're from where I'm from, you do what you have to do.
Am I wrong for standing my ground against my GF's behavior? For context, I, 27 male, have been with my GF, 29 female, for almost 3 years. During the whole relationship, we have both made mistakes, and we have tried to fix things and work on our issues so we could have a healthier relationship. She's also my very first partner ever, so it makes things quite difficult for me when it comes to understanding her, knowing the best approach to conflicts, and deciding when I should concede and when I should stand my ground. This last point is why I'm making this post. A couple of hours ago, we started arguing about why I use my phone so much. I've used it for 5 hours at most one day. I don't even leave it in the same room where we sleep, and if I've been using it for other things, apart from reading Reddit or the news, i.e. watch porn, look up cosplayers, etc. I said no. And I also told her I even have a DNS filter on my phone to block most porn websites. I've been trying to quit porn for a long time now, and I know the fact that I've consumed a lot of it in the past hurts her deeply, but her reactions when she suspects that I've searched for even a single picture are completely blown out of proportion. She asked me if I could show her my phone and the DNS filter I have, to which I promptly accept. I go to the other room to grab my phone, while she follows me, unlock it, and show her the filter and how it works. Had it ended there, we would have gone about our day just fine, but then she asked me to show her my browser history. I refused. When she asked why, I just said that I didn't want to, and that I already complied with her request. She then insisted, this time not asking but demanding that I show it to her, arguing that if I didn't do anything wrong I had nothing to hide. I kept refusing, trying to stay calm and just saying no, to which she told me she wouldn't stop or move from the door, essentially trapping me until I complied. All of this while I was trying to start working and 2 minutes away from my daily meeting with my coworkers. She just stood there the whole meeting, like a prison guard. 10 minutes after, when the meeting ended, with nothing but sadness, anger, and frustration in my head, and with her still sitting next to me demanding that I speak and understand her, I said, "We are done. I feel like I can't go on anymore because no matter what I say, show, or prove to her, it will never be enough."